Let's hear what he had to say, then we will discuss. This was Eli Drinkwitz on with Jim Rome.
I thought you were going to enter, but with the latest allegations against Tennessee, let's hold up on what my record is because I expected to vacate some wins, and that's going to help my record a little bit. Okay?
Oh, man, this is getting better. This is getting so much better. Can I ask you, I wasn't necessarily going to go there, but you would be the beneficiary of that. Since you brought it up, can I get your reaction to the latest allegations against Tennessee?
Yeah, I mean, me personally, I got to question my wife's commitment to winning. You know, I mean, I don't know how much she's committed if she's not engaging in some of these things. I didn't know that was fair play. So, we got to, it was a little bit surprising to see the in-depth nature of what was going on there. But I am sure glad that Tennessee was taking some ownership of it, and we'll see what the results are. But it's pretty interesting for sure.
My man, if I were you, I'd walk off right now, and then you can go down as the best guest ever. Eli, one more thought about that. It's one thing to say that I didn't know that my wife could get involved and help me cheat. Well, that's not what you said, but I'll say that. Even better that she did she not used to have some sort of compliance responsibility where she had been previously as well? One thing to have the wife involved, but what if she was involved also in compliance and making sure that they follow the rules, allegedly? How much better does that make it?
I mean, it's pressure. Pressure does crazy things to people, and there's a lot of pressure to win in the SEC. So I don't know. That's crazy.
Couple of things I learned there. One, Jim Rome is still on the radio.
Dude, he has a salary of like $30 million a year.
He makes $30 million a year as a radio host.
His cadence cracks me up. I was told really early on just to be yourself. Don't try to talk like anybody else. Jim Rome's a perfect example of that. If there was radio school, they would say, do not talk like Jim Rome. And yet it works.
Yeah. I love that. I love that he, after he gets the answer to the question, he goes, you should just walk away right now as the best guest ever.
Pull a Costanza. Leave him wanting more.
Rack him. All right, so first, wow. Don't ask me about my record. I think it's going to get a little bit better. I think they're going to have to vacate some wins.
Well, he better hope that last year's game gets vacated because they got embarrassed by Tennessee, but,
They did. That was kind of a coming out party for Tennessee's offense last year.
Yeah,
but it's still a good poke. It's still a good quip.
And then personally, I have to figure out how invested my wife actually is.
That's the best part. That was quality.
Today I learned that he was married.
I feel like it's gonna be like a Jerry Gergich kind of situation without looking. Like he's married to the hottest woman you could possibly imagine. Please tell me I'm wrong. I don't want to feel bad.
Does this
coverage was outkicked for sure?
Oh, that's fair.
I'm gonna look now.
It's not like Jerry, Larry, Gary Gergich, but it's yeah.
Other than getting some laughs and getting a lot of run, what did that accomplish for Eli Drinkwitz?
That's it. People are talking about him.
That's all. People are talking about it, and his fans will eat it up. And what's Tennessee going to say? They know they did it, so.
And maybe he's not thinking about it this way, but when you talk about it so brazenly like that, maybe it will inspire the powers. I mean, think about it. The leaders of college football are already being mocked on a daily basis. If you let Coach and his wife directly sending cash and payments to recruits slide, then what is your purpose? So maybe there's a little bit of making sure that, hey, you guys know how ridiculous this is, right? Everybody knows how insanely stupid what happened at Tennessee is, right? Like, that is still against the rules today. In the NIL era, where kids are getting money all over the place, what happened there is still against your rules. It's still against state laws, and it's remarkably stupid. Do something about it, or else you won't exist for much longer. Take your pick.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this has like completely changed your perception of Eli Drinkwitz.
Not completely, but I do like it. A little spice didn't hurt anything.
Yeah. I like it, yes. I mean,
is he going to get reprimanded by the commissioner?
For taking shots. Yes. I kind of liked him last year with taking shots at Mullen and having the Darth Vader mask. I thought, anytime you take a shot at Mullen, I'll probably pull for you there. But I'm telling you, he's sneaky funny. We could be friends with him.
Yeah, I would enjoy hanging out with him, I think, at this point. Like, I could talk Lord of the Rings and also football. That's pretty good.
Definitely. He definitely makes me think that he would be the DD for us, though. We could just be like, yeah, we're going to the bar, and Eli will drive us home.
And then he's like, I will? Yeah, you will. Thanks, Eli.
Yeah. No, I don't think. I bet he's a teetotaler, man. I bet he's not getting drunk. He just strikes me as that.
No idea one way or the other.
He's going to get a reprimand.
I don't know. I'm just telling you based on my impressions.
This is the same SEC that fined Lane Kiffin for criticizing refs, and in the same press release where they announced his fining, agreed with what he said. So if that happened, he's going to get a reprimand too. That's still the most. It should have separated those press releases, you know? I mean, that still blows my mind.
That was the pay the fine in pennies thing?
Yeah, that was that day, and people made shirts and stuff. That was that one where he was very critical after the refs blew a very critical call that they should not have blown in a game. And if you guys out there listening don't remember, in the same release, the SEC announced a $25,000 fine of Lane Kiffin, and a paragraph later agreed with him and said the call was wrong.
Oh, goodness.
In the same press release.
Yeah.
The audacity.
Did somebody find the PR person that wrote that for being critical of the ref? I mean, how deep does this go?
I'm going to say he gets the reprimand and maybe even gets a call from the commissioner, and the commissioner says, Eli, you can't do that. We've talked about not taking shots at other teams. And Eli, yes, sir, you're right. Hey, but just for the record, it was funny, right? I mean, it was funny, wasn't it?
That's what I'm wondering. Does Sankey start off the phone call with, all right, first off the record, that's hilarious. Like, that's really funny. But now we're on the record. You know you can't do stuff like that. I hope that Sankey is the kind of guy who starts the phone call off with the, all right, you got him. That's hilarious. I laughed really hard.
Which way do you go? Do you start the call that way, or do you start the call serious and then end the call with, oh, and by the way, it was...
You disarm them right from the start. Just like, look, it's funny. I have a similar story that I can't tell, but you always start off with disarming them, and then you go into the but. Don't do that.